say I move like I'm nameless. Cause I only come for the money bags and I don't really wanna be famous, man. You know what's up? You know what's up? You know pretend, you know that lie, you know be gang. You know what's up? We going crazy, we at the top and we never gonna stop. Hop in a ghost, I'ma get swayzy. I just got off of the jet and I cry. My I win in a Humvee, I lie. I be on go cause I come from the shot. I'm shooting back, I ain't ducking no shots. Got power like Samson, I cut off the locks. Chirac, Tema, in the cut like I'm Fredo Santana. Uju Benton, I hop in the Bama, the world is mine. I'm Tony Montana, I'm Pelican Fly. Diamonds on me cause I'm rapping a rock. I'ma go hard, I ain't killing them soft. I'm up in the hills, I feel like I'm Lauren, you ready or not? I like who got businesses, I'm CEO of mine. 1980 Prezi Rolly, we been working overtime. The witness, the police, the pigs, I don't eat swine. Son of Jacob, this biblical, my flow, the holy God. Save money ground up in the gutter where they found us. Stones in the faint Mount Rush. More vacays, more bucks, more race, more foreign trucks, more on a tour bus, more pour cup. Toast to the winners, throw it up.
Juicy, what a drums at.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Coming up, a rematch of Super Bowl 50 between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. The final playoff NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Handoff left, McCaffrey. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there. And he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And a short gain down to about the 33. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. The Panthers had 8-3 now. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. That means they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27, no first down. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. And Marshall's got it. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game plan for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game plan for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Panthers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their 25-yard line. Now it's Wilson finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
This defense for the Panthers, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
That's a nice job there, because you've got to put the ball in the man-running coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. He's able to knock that one away.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point from McManus is good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taking it about the 1. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 36. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw complete there to Moore. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Under a minute to go. Clock running and a back-and-forth first quarter of play. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. Panthers touchdown.
So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller wasn't getting his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And then, folks, this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get the momentum going again.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Brian Burns in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away.
That's returnable now for Smith.
Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side McCaffrey. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On first down, this is McCaffrey. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's brought down.
180 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Game 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Panthers go up by 2 touchdowns.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And it's now 21-7. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. But he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadow. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On third down, Mayfield. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
To throw again on second down, Wilson. And his throw is incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Here's Smith to return it. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Panthers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 80 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward, and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
As a linebacker, you're taught to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight into the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come out with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Okay, CD, second quarter, look at their deficit and where they're at on the field. They're going for this, right?
I think that they are because down at this point, they've just made that big move. Ride the momentum wave while you can. I know people think, hey, you got to get some points here. Hey, you're riding it big time. Go get it done.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Steps away. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Brandon Smith picks it off, and the Panthers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's a throw out wide to Anderson. And they will get the first down here as they move into field goal range as well, inside the 25. Mayfield looks to throw, and he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
2nd and 11.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. This is Gordon as they go to him again.
And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23.
Oftentimes he plays an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the bounce. But in this game, I don't know what we're seeing from the safeties. They're all over the field. They're not the throw or the trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Play action. Now Wilson out to his left.
Albert Okuwebunam, the intended target. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And some room to work. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the shotgun, Wilson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why. Because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So, game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
And some room to run now. Touchdown, Carolina.
Well, familiar refrain. A turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they certainly are revving up today, partner, because they've caused big turnovers already. It's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Wilson. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent
and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
They go play action now. Wilson on the move to his left. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to get the football back at their own 17. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. A give running left, it's McCaffrey. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That caught by Trimble. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 246 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And some space here. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground. Before they can snap it, time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter. In the zone, the ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out him.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 8. They go play action with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to go down again. Leonidas bullying his way in and sticking him to the turf.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Taking on the midfield logo. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position.
Oh, take it to the house.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time to make sure you get in shape.
Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. They'll drop it off to McCaffrey.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by J.C. Horn. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense can very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Here's McCaffrey. Room here to run. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly as that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Again on second and 10, it's Wilson. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Here's Wilson to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Now McManus for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
3rd down. Here's McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And now here's another interception. Xavier Woods with a pick. And a return will stop right around the 25. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. One last shot for Wilson. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. And now off to the races down the right side. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
Really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. The extra point is good, but it only impacts the final score as this game comes to a close. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play. But still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Panthers, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Denver, their woes...
Your energy, I don't like that. I don't like the fake handshake, snake tendency. You an enemy. All them lies you telling, I can't let that be the end of me. No, probably cause your girl feeling me. It's a flag on the play, all these catching penalties. Look, I don't like your...
Hello, new world, all the boys and girls. I got some true stories to tell. You're back outside, but they still lie. Whoa, yeah. Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi, take off the money phone, take off the car loan, take off the flex and the white loss, take off the weird jewelry, I'ma take 10 steps, then I'm taking off top off. Take off the fabricate streams and the microwave memes, it's a real world outside. Take off your idols, take off the runway, take off the Cairo, take off the Sandro Pay, 5-day stay, take off for the meal, hella final.
Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call Hit Boy for beats, ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, I swing the pendulum. If the bag good, I'm gonna give her some. Let's reflect times, I try to collect minds from complex rhymes. And by the way, shout out Tech 9. Go and shut the up, just let me talk. I'm a time bomb that's waiting to go off. Quite nuclear, amazing what fame could do to you. Too peculiar, although I'm truly a Renaissance starter. My mind divine, it take me a lot farther. Growing up,